All right, Shalom. First off, we're going to start off by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kudash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto all the sincere brothers doing his work in truth and sincerity. And also peace and blessings unto the men, women, and children that believe of the hopeful elect, And the name of this lesson is going to be the works of the flesh. And basically, me and his brother just want to read the book of Galatians, the 5th chapter, and the 16th verse on down to the last verse, talking about the flesh and also the spirit, okay? And so, Lord willing, this be edifying to you, brothers and sisters. So start with your brother.
This Galatians chapter 5 and verse, you said verse 19?
16.
Okay, in verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Right, Paul said, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Now, before we came into the faith, we did not know how strong the flesh was. Because in the world, we was engulfed in the flesh.
Right.
We lived in the flesh, man.
Right.
So we didn't know the power of the flesh, man. Until the Most High woke us up to this truth and gave us the spirit, and then we truly felt the powers of the flesh, man. And let me tell you personally, from experience, the flesh is an MFer, okay? It's a strong will, it's a strong desire to do wickedness, man, okay? Very strong. The flesh will have you looking crazy, man, all right? Looking like a fool, man, because of the flesh and being carnal, all right? But Paul said, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Now, what is the spirit? Give me John 6 and 63, and also 2 Corinthians 3. But first read that John first. What is the spirit?
This is John chapter 6 and verse 63.
Uh-huh.
It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
Right, Yahweh said, the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So when Paul said walk in the spirit, he means walk in the words of the scriptures. Walk in the gospel, man. And you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Why? Because the gospel is against your flesh. It's against carnality. It's against wickedness, all right?
Right.
It's all about the inner man when you're dealing with the words of the Most High, man. And so also get 2 Corinthians 3 and let me see. Read 3 and 17.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17. Now the Lord Yahweh is that spirit, and where the spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty.
Right, so the Lord, all right, Yahweh Yahweh Shai is that spirit. So ultimately, we're walking in Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And when you walk in Yahweh Yahweh Shai, you don't fulfill the lust of the flesh. Okay? And so keep on reading this Galatians, brother. 5.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
For the flesh lusted after the spirit, and the spirit...
Read right, brother.
Okay, come. For the flesh lusted against the spirit,
right,
and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to another.
Right. Right.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
So it's a battle going on between your mind, all right, your spirit and righteousness, and the flesh. One is tending to wickedness,
right,
and carnality, and the other is tending to everlasting life and righteousness. That's the spirit, man. But Paul said it's a battle, all right? It's a war going on between your spirit and your flesh, okay? It's an everyday battle, man, and we all deal with it all the time, man. I mean, you can just be sitting at home, and it's a battle going on.
Right.
In your mind, man. It's a battle going on with the flesh and the spirit, but you're just chilling, okay? Not doing nothing, man. But that's how powerful the flesh is, man. But also the spirit is powerful as well. It's a battle going on, man. But you have to fight. Okay? You have to fight, man, because Yahushua said what? The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay? The flesh want to deal with comfort, man. Easiness, all right? Pettiness. No, man. We ought to walk in the spirit. But Paul said that the flesh is against you so that you can't do what you want to do. And what we're supposed to do is the will of the Lord, man. But the flesh want to chill. Flesh want to play the game. Eat all day, sleep all day. Have sex all the time. Right? Do nigga stuff. That's the flesh, man. But what does the scripture say about the flesh? Give me Romans 8 and 13, brother. What does the scripture say about the flesh and living out of the flesh, man?
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 13.
For
if you live after the flesh, ye shall die.
The scriptures say, if you live after the flesh, ye shall die. That's something you don't want to do, man. These people in the world who don't know Yahushua, they are living in the flesh and their lives are leading them to death, man. And Paul are going to name the works of the flesh that's going to lead to death. Okay? Now also, brother, go to verse 5 and then I'll read on down a little bit.
Okay, come. Romans chapter 8 and verse 4.
Okay.
That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
Right, those of us in the truth, we don't walk after the flesh, we walk after the spirit. Even though we have our battle with the flesh, but ultimately our intents are to walk in the spirit and to do the will of the Lord. All right, can you read that, brother?
In verse 5, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
Right, they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh. Niggas in the world are after the flesh, man. These women, okay, who don't know the Lord, they're after wickedness, right? Adultery, weed smoking, idolatry, right? Witchcraft, blasphemy, these are things of the flesh, man. Jealousy, hatred, murdering, stealing. Those are people in the world, they mind those things of the flesh, man. And this is why they can't get the truth. Right, keep reading there, brother.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
But we that are after the spirit, after Yahushua, we mind the things of the spirit, man. And guess what? The things of the spirits are the things that lead to everlasting life, man. Okay, after righteousness, peace, love, happiness, joy, man. These are the things that we mind. Okay? Are we reading on, brother?
In verse 6, for to be carnally minded is death.
To be carnally minded is death. Once again, if you're after the flesh, if you're being carnal, it's only going to lead to your demise, man. To your destruction. So you have to quench the desires and the passions of the flesh in order to feed the spirit, man. Okay? We are required to be spiritual men and women in the faith. All right? You just can't do what you want to do, man. Once you become a new man in Yahushua, you must put on righteousness. Okay? You must walk after the spirit and be obedient to the gospel. All right? You got a precept, brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Proverbs chapter 21. Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 16. The man that wandered out of the way of understanding shall remain in a congregation of the dead. Right, you people are dead, man. All right, they operate with full carnality and pleasing the flesh. Okay, don't do any works of Yahushua. Okay, a bunch of damn sluggards. Okay, you are the congregation of the dead, man.
Right. Yeah, Romans.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
But to be spiritually minded, Paul said, is life and peace. So you ought to walk out in the spirit, man. Don't you want to live and have life and have peace? Well, you must walk in the ways of the scriptures, okay? And I'm talking to myself first, man. All right? I know I have a lot of things that I need to continually work on to make sure that I'm walking according to the spirit, man. All right? You know, in the truth, you have your up and downs, man. Okay? It's all right if since you get low sometimes. Read the scriptures, man. Yeah. All the apostles of old, okay, the men of the Lord of old, they had their ups and downs, man. But the Most High had to where they never wavered from the faith. All right? He always had that mercy and grace in place for them to get back on their feet, man. Scripture says that it says that a righteous man falls 7 times, right? So keep reading that, brother.
I just want to make a point.
Oh, yeah.
The scripture says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And like the scriptures say, the truth shall set you free. You know, the men of the Lord, before they came into this thing, we had no peace, man. All right? We was in the world, all right, looking for answers, man. All right, whether you was looking at goddamn Illuminati videos, all right, bugging yourself out, all right? We didn't get that life and peace until we came into this truth, man, all right? In verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High.
Right, the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, man. It's against the Most High. Right. To be carnal, okay? And that's something that you don't want to do, man. These people who don't know the truth, their minds are against the Most High. This is why they believe in evolution and all these different doctrines and philosophies, these idols. They haven't submitted themselves to the Most High and His ways.
Right.
So don't be carnal, man. Keep reading, brother.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High.
Right, a carnal mind is not subject to these commandments.
Right.
Okay? A nigga, hey, he want to commit adultery.
Yeah.
Scripture say don't commit adultery. Right? Scripture say don't be a murderer. Niggas like to murder each other. Don't steal, niggas steal. Honor your father and mother. They cuss their mother and father out, man. Disobedient to parents, man. Don't serve another God. They have their own gods. Yeah. Just in complete wickedness, man. Don't be a whore, right? Don't eat pork. Don't eat lobster. All these abominable things. They do what they want to do. Right? Keep reading that, brother.
Verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be.
Right.
So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
They that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh. So if you're in the flesh, if you're carnal minded, you can't please the Most High, man.
Right.
I don't care how much you know. Right? If you're not submitting yourself to the will of the Lord, if you're not walking in the Spirit, then you are against the Most High. You can't please Him, man.
Right.
The Most High is a spirit. And they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. Not in flesh and truth, but in spirit and in truth. Right? This is what the Most High wants, man. I'll keep reading that, brother.
In verse 8, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so, be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you.
Right.
Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Amashiach, he is none of his.
Right. If you don't have the Spirit of Yahweh, he is none of yours, man. Meaning that you're subject to Satan and these demons.
Right.
Okay? You are not Yahweh, man. So if you're not Yahweh, then, bro, hey, you better repent and hope for the Most High's grace and mercy, man. This is what we're doing. We hoping for grace and mercy, bro. Because ain't nothing guaranteed to nobody, okay, but the elect. But we don't know who the elect is, per se. But we're doing what the elect's supposed to be doing, all right? Or the elect should be doing, or will do, right? So go back to Galatians, brother.
All right, let's quick scripture.
Oh, yeah.
Romans chapter 6 and verse 12. Let not sin, therefore, reign in your mortal body.
You know what, brother? So like your brother started 10.
Okay, come. Romans chapter 6 and verse 10. For in that he died unto sin once, but in that he liveth unto the Most High. Likewise, reckon ye also yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin.
Right. Reckon yourselves also to be dead unto sin, unto the flesh, unto wickedness. Right? That should be your mentality. I'm dead to sin. Sin have no rule over me, have no power over me. Right? Even though that we do sin, right? But your intent, your mentality should be, I am above these things. Right. I'm in Yahweh Shai, I'm in grace, I'm in mercy. So I'm going to walk in that righteousness. Right? I keep reading that, brother.
Likewise reckon ye also yourself to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto Yahweh.
Right,
but alive unto Yahweh through Yahweh Shai Mashiach our Lord.
Right, but alive unto the Lord, man. And how do you be alive unto the Lord? By following his words, man. Right. This is the only life that we have. Okay? These words give us life, man. And through these words, we please the Most High. Okay? We are alive, man. Our spirits are quickening. Okay? And you can feel it, man. You can feel it. These people in the world don't have the feeling that we have, man. The joy that we have in the truth. They won't get it until the other side, bro. But we get a chance to experience the joy of the kingdom of heaven in our minds, man, right now. By having this knowledge. Okay? Come on, bro. You got it.
In verse 12 it says, let not sin, therefore, reign in your mortal body.
Right, don't let wickedness overtake you, man. Be a burden upon you, okay? Just doing wickedness upon wickedness, man. Right. No.
Right.
Let not sin reign in your mortal bodies, man. Take some control. Yeah. Keep reading, brother.
That ye should obey it in the lust thereof. Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin.
Right. Don't yield yourself unto sin, man. Because if you do, then you will be a servant unto that, man. Right. So don't yield yourself to it, right? Keep reading that, brother.
But yield yourselves unto the Most High, as those that are alive from the dead,
right?
And your members as instruments of righteousness unto the Most High.
Keep reading.
For sin shall not have dominion over you. For ye are not under the law, but under grace.
Right, we are under grace, man. So sin don't have dominion over us, even though that we do sin. Okay? We are in Yahweh Shai, man. He covered us. Keep reading, brother.
What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? The Most High forbid.
God forbid, yeah, man. Don't mean that because we under grace and in Yahweh Shai, that we can just do what we want to do.
Right.
That's a Christian mentality, man.
Yep.
They do what they want to do, eat what they want to eat. And say, well, Jesus, I'm covered by the blood.
Right.
So I can do what I want to do. Jesus died so that I can do what I want to do, right? Look, bro, that's madness, man. You got it, brother.
Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death,
right?
Or for peace.
If you yield yourself unto sin, sin is going to lead to death. So if you're a servant to sin, then sin is going to lead to your death, man. Keep reading, brother.
Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey.
Right, you're a servant to that. Keep reading.
Whether of sin unto death.
Right, if you obey sin, sin will lead to death.
Or of obedience unto righteousness.
Right, so if you're obedient unto righteousness, that's going to lead to everlasting life, man. Okay? So, choose you this day, man.
Right.
If you want to serve sin and the flesh, then go ahead and do what you're going to do, player. But you should strive, or you should consider following after righteousness, bro. This is going to lead to everlasting life, man, to our salvation. Okay, so go back to that. Galatians, brother?
Yeah, Galatians chapter 5 and verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law.
Right.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these.
Right, so Paul finna name the works of the flesh, man. He finna sum it up for you and show you all the wickedness of the flesh, man. Yep. So read that, brother.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these. Adultery.
Adultery, the first thing he named.
Yeah.
Adultery, man. That's of the flesh, man. When you want to have sex with another man's wife, or when a woman want to have sex with another man, even though she got a man.
Right.
right? Or her side nigga, right? So called. That is wickedness, bro.
Right. That's acceptable here in Babylon.
Right. That's high level wickedness, man.
Right.
Adultery.
Yeah, this guy Future made a whole song about popping, Scottie Pippen wife, man.
Wow. Yeah, man. And that's heavy amongst our so-called communities. Adultery, man. They glorifying it, man.
Right. That's
Offset said in one of his songs, he said, in the kitchen cook a lot of white. I done effed a lot of niggas' wives. And also one of his songs, he said, effing these girls committing adultery. He said it.
So he know.
He know it. He said, I'm effing this girl committing adultery. So he know the Most High word. He know what it is. So his own mouth condemned him, man.
Right.
And so now the Most High gotta take this nigga out, bro. Yeah. And all you niggas who commit that adultery, man, and doing that wickedness, okay? And hey, our lawyer Howard spoke about that, man. How adultery really starts in the mind. Yeah. Okay? It starts in the mind, man. Because if you see that woman, you already know if you want to have sex with her or not before you even have sex with her, man. It's called so-called undressing her with your eyes or your minds, man. That's of the flesh, bro. And that's a sin punishable by death, man. Okay, keep reading that, brother.
Adultery, fornication.
Right, fornication, which that fornication goes into a variety of things. But get the word fornication in your mind, brother. Please. I think the word porneia, which goes into like homosexuality, lesbianism. One of the words. I think it's like a porneia, porneia or something like that. Yeah, man. It goes into a whole bunch of things. It says illicit sexual acts or something like that.
That word fornication in the blue letter.
Yeah, bro. Just really break it down. It's
easy.
Come on.
Strong's G4202 porneia. Okay, and Strong's info harlotry, including adultery and incest. Okay, fornication. Says illicit sexual intercourse, adultery, fornication, homosexuality, lesbianism, intercourse with animals, man. And that's what these people are doing here in America, man. All right, especially you goddamn Edomites, man. All right, that fornication got everything covered in here, man. All right, adultery, fornication, all right, homosexuality. Okay, that LGBTQ shit is on the rise, man. All right, if you say anything about these freaks and faggots, man, they'll strike your channel, man. Okay, ASAP. All right, I put on one of my videos, Pastor on the download. Okay, and they strike it down, man. Okay, so they protecting these goddamn homosexuals, man. All right, a nation that said that it was founded on biblical principles, man. All right, now they uplifting faggotry, man. Okay, and your boy Donald Trump ain't got nothing to say about it. Right. Okay, he's for it, man. All right, he's a damn faggot himself, you know. But it say lesbianism, intercourse with animals, man.
Right. Oh!
Yeah.
Intercourse with animals. So that fornication goes into a variety of things. Now, homosexuality, bestiality, lesbianism, idolatry. Right? It says illicit, meaning unlawful. These things are against the law. And our law talks about homosexuality and how it's wrong, and bestiality, lesbianism, all those wicked, evil acts, man, which are held in high esteem in today's society. Okay? Those are acts punishable by death, man.
Right. All of that.
So you should be doing that. But you have people out here who are serving their flesh, doing these wicked acts, bro. Come on, bro. So keep reading that inside of Galatians, huh?
Come. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness.
Right, lasciviousness, which is basically is uncontrollable lust. You just a horny, freaking, nasty nigga, man.
Right.
Or whore, okay? Just want to have sex all the time on the Sabbath.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, demon on your ass.
In the morning, in the evening, at night, you just all you think about is sex, man. It's doing nastiness and wickedness, bro.
Right.
That's a demon, man. Okay?
Okay. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these.
Well, go ahead and sit down.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry.
Right, idolatry, serving idols, man.
Right.
That's a big thing here in America, bro.
Boy, Northern Kingdom.
Right. Serving them idols, man. Which the first commandment in the scripture is, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right.
But Jake got these idols, man. Jake have made themselves idols.
Right.
Okay, this Kobe Bryant thing, they took it to a god, man, to an actual idol to be worshipped, man.
Right.
People crying and getting big tattoos of this nigga, man. Wickedness. That's idolatry. That is something of the flesh. All right, can you read that, brother?
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft, right? Witchcraft is heavy in Babylon, man. Which that really goes into you selling dope, man. Okay, making potions and stuff, man.
Right.
Okay, that word is pharmakia. It goes into that word. The word is pharmakia, man. Right, but get that word real fast, yo, man. Get that word. I think it's pharmakia. For witchcraft, man. It goes into drug dealing. Okay? This is a pharmakia.
Pharmakia, Strong's G5331. The use of administering of drugs, poisonous.
Right, the use or administering of drugs.
Right.
So they're selling dope, man. And there's heavy amongst the so-called black and Hispanic community, man. Especially amongst the Northern Kingdom down there outside of Colombia and them different countries, man. Okay, in Central and South America, they heavy into drug dealing, man. Pablo Escobar, all these damn people that be glorifying. Okay, El Chapo.
Right.
That's witchcraft, man. That's a sin punishable by death, man. Okay? It's of the flesh. Come on, brother. Keep reading that regulation.
Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred.
Right? Hatred is of the flesh, man. You have a hate towards somebody, man. That is of the flesh, bro. That is not of the spirit. All right, keep reading that, brother.
Hatred, variance, emulations,
jealousy,
wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings.
Right, getting a damn drunk.
Right.
That's of the flesh, man. You just drunk all the damn time.
Right.
Nigga waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning drinking, man.
Right.
Hey, I saw that growing up, man. On the school bus, you saw the old heads on the corner drinking, bro. It's 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. These niggas slumped over on the sidewalk.
Daddy.
At the corner stores, man. Looking crazy, bro. That's of the flesh, man. All right? I can read that, brother?
Envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like. Of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
Right, so Paul said, if you're doing these things, you want to inherit the kingdom, meaning that you won't be saved, man. All right? So I advise that if you're doing any of these filthy acts, to repent.
Right.
And believe in Yahweh Shai and hope for mercy, man. Okay? Thus said the scriptures, bro. So keep reading down on that verse. You have a precept?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Okay.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
Right, Paul said, but the fruits of the Spirit. So Paul named the things of the flesh. But now he's going to name the things of the spirits. Okay, are they going to lead to everlasting life?
But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith. Meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law.
Right, so Paul named the things of the Spirit, man.
Daddy.
Those are the things of the Spirit, okay? Temperance, self-control, man. Joy, happiness, love. Okay? These are things that you should be applying in your life as you walk in the faith, man. All right? And I'm talking to myself first, man. Okay, keep reading there, brother.
And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lust.
Right, if you in your house shot, then you have crucified that old man, those old ways. Okay, keep reading there, brother.
If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another.
Right. Don't be envying one another, man, because it's of the flesh. Okay? We should be walking out of the Spirit, man. Now, brother, go to Galatians 6 and read verse 7 and 8, and then we'll be done. We got another precept.
This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right. If you sow into your flesh, of the flesh you're going to reap corruption, man, because death is going to come after that. All right, can you read that, brother?
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Right. If you sow into the Spirit, it's going to lead to everlasting life, man. Okay? So, brother, you ain't got nothing else out?
No, that's it.
Yeah, man. So, with that, Lord willing, you brothers are edified, man. And once again, we'll give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honor unto the apostle, elders, great millstone, peace, salutation unto the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.